Family, the portfolio is officially up 35%, sitting at 67,019 Canadian dollars. And this week I closed two winning trades, SoFi cash secured puts and one cash secured put for Celestica for a combined profit of US $424. Market is green. S&P 500 is up plus 1.42%. But the real story is what comes next, because in this video I will show you how I made those profits for the positions that I opened on Friday last week, and why I am staying light on trades as I prepare to travel, the stocks that I will be watching closely this week, and my plan to take this account to 100K while trying to beat the S&P 500. So stick around, because the next few minutes might change how you trade forever. Now, quick disclaimer is that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a random guy on the internet sharing what I do with my own money. So please do your own research, seek professional advice, and trading involves risk. Only trade money that you can afford to lose. So welcome to Streetwise Economics. My name is Isaac Jonas, and every week I document my real trading journey. No hype, no shortcuts, just transparent wins, losses, and lessons. If you are working to build wealth, learning options, or simply trying to make sense of the markets, you are in the right place. So let's dive into the portfolio update. As of today, the account is sitting at the total account value of 67,019 40, and this is in Canadian dollars. That is the total symbol return of 35.13% since inception. And if you are new here, I started this account, I deposited about 15,000 US dollars and 300 Canadian dollars. I also withdrew about $300. So let's start with 21,400 Canadian dollars. That was the best. And what I did was I traded and built this account, and it grew by almost 77%. Up to that point, I then decided to add 20,000 US dollars, because I realized that I was now very limited to stocks that have a smaller market cap. So I wanted to trade stocks that have a bigger market capitalization, like what I'm now doing with stocks such as Celestica and other stocks that I will be trading. So that way I can scale up, and I've been looking at the data and the trend in terms of this strategy. I'm also mindful of the fact that this is a bull market. So the key thing is that I manage risk, because it's very easy to think that you are smart, you are doing well in a particularly bull market. That means the market is going up. So this week's highlights are that I closed three contracts for SoFi cash secured puts that I had for a profit of $124, and I closed the Celestica cash secured put for a profit of US $300. And remember, I opened these positions on November 21. That was on Friday, and on Monday, boom, in the morning, I'm done. I already made this 424 US dollars. So this means that my capital is freed, and I have a healthier open and profit and loss account in this case, because the market has turned green. I'm also recording this as the market is pumping, and this shows that it is very important to stay patient, manage risk, and not panicking during red weeks. Why did I take these trades last week? I noticed that these two stocks were trading on the lower Bollinger Bands. They also have strong fundamentals, and they had a very high implied volatility, and I thought it was a good justification for me to sell puts. Selling puts is my strategy because it allows me to generate income upfront. It gives me a discount if assigned, and it helps me buy stocks I already like. And options are not for gambling in my experience. They are a risk management, and especially when they are done right. So why am I trading light this week? Is because I'm traveling later this week, so I'm intentionally keeping the trades light. You probably watching this video by this time, I'm already in Europe. So when I travel, I close unnecessary risk. I avoid same week expiry. Usually I like to take 1 month at least of options. So my sweet spot is 30 to 45 days in terms of the options contracts that I take when I sell cash secured puts or even do covered calls. Now, I stick to high probability trades only, and trading is not about always being in the market, it's also about knowing when to stay aside. I'm going to share with you some stock picks that I am looking to consider opening positions on. But the key thing is that as I head into this trading week, I'm watching these stocks to see if they retrace to the lower part of the Bollinger Band. And mind you, these are stocks with very strong fundamentals in my view that show clear demand lines and offer higher probability of options premium. And these fit my long-term objective of reaching $100,000 account. The first stock that I've been looking at is called DoorDash. If I look at where it is right now, it is trading at 34.61% from the all-time high. So usually I like to trade stocks that are actually down on a pullback, and you can see it's closer to this demand zone. But when I take cash secured put, I like to take a delta of 0.20 because that gives me the chance that I have a 20% chance mathematically of being assigned. So what that means is if I take, let's say if it retraces to this point, so that means I have to be patient. I'll probably, let's say 0.2 delta is at this point, for example. So what that means is that I will have a discount of about 41% from when it was at the all-time high. Again, this business has strong fundamentals. They have a lot of cash and cash equivalents, and they've declining long-term debt and growing free cash flows from my analysis. And I'm looking at the trend this year. The last quarter they reported very good results, except that they are aggressively investing in capital expenditure. So probably that's why people are selling. And I want to be selling cash secured puts when the market is really red. So you see most of the stocks here, they are actually green, except the VIX, which usually goes in opposite. If the volatility is lower, risk is lower, there's gonna be most likely more greed. It means that the VIX is going to drop. So you see that's why it is down 11%. And you see also that the other stock that I've been looking at is JP Morgan. This is a big bank and I like this stock, but you also see that it is currently almost at 7% discount from its all-time high. But the key thing is that, in my view, I have to wait for it. It's sitting on the demand zone. But if I was to take a case secured put, I would take a delta of 0.2%. That means I will have a 20% chance of being assigned. And probably I will be taking a trade to say if it falls to this level, I'm comfortable being assigned. So that means I will have taken it for a discount of 12.57 from all-time high. But if I look at where it is, let's say I'm to open a trade, I will still have taken a 6% discount if I take this trade. So this is how I like to manage risk, because it has to fall 6.14% from this current trading price, even though I bought it at the current price. And if I take this strike price, and probably I will be given, let's say $3 for this one option contract. So that means my effective risk would be I have to subtract that $3 again. So when I repeat this, it means I manage risk. I'm buying stocks that I want for a cheaper price. And that's something that I actually like doing. Moving on, I always do this in a way that I understand. So I want to emphasize that my goal is simple. I make money in both an up and down market, and I avoid gambling. I manage risk and stake weekly income without blowing up my account. And remember, nobody can predict the stock market with 100% certainty. Not me, not a guru, not a billionaire, not even the Federal Reserve. I just make educated decisions based on the data, the trend, and probability. So My long-term goal is to grow this account to 100,000, like I said, to beat the S&P 500 over time and keep using options to manage risk, not to increase it. So this journey won't be perfect for sure. And there will be pullbacks, there will be losing trades, but the trend over time, I want it to be pointing upwards. And if you have been following this challenge from the beginning, thank you. We are just getting started. And if you want to keep up with this journey to $100,000, hit that like, subscribe button, and comment 100K if you are following this challenge. And if you want to take your trading more seriously or need help in building a risk managed strategy, book a coaching session at www.streetwiseeconomics.com. I don't take many clients, so spots fill up very fast. But if you are serious about learning, check this link. So to wrap up, portfolio is up 35%. I made a profit on Monday of 424 US dollars from cash secured puts on Celestica, 3 contracts on SoFi, and then this means my capital is freed up for new opportunities. My watch list is ready for some stocks that I will consider getting into, and travel mode, it means lighter risk, and my eyes are on the 100K target. If you enjoyed this video, share it with someone who is learning how to trade or invest or wants to build wealth the smart way. This is Streetwise Economics. Let's build wealth the wise way. Bye bye for now.